Your dog's going to die. You can get the DNA from your dog, get a puppy, and it'll be eerily similar to your dog.
You ever notice this? A celebrity starts speaking out, maybe a little too much against the industry. Then, poof, they disappear for a few months. When they come back, they just seem different? Well, that's the exact question at the heart of this whole thing, and it's a rabbit hole that a lot of people are going down.
Alright, so here's how we're gonna break this all down. First, we'll look at what this cloning theory actually is. Then, we're gonna open up the case files on Jim Carrey and Kanye West. After that, we'll get into some of the really strange details around Diddy and Jamie Foxx. And finally, we'll see if we can connect all the dots.
I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
So let's start at the beginning. What is the deal with this cloning theory? What are people really saying is happening behind the velvet curtain in Hollywood?
Okay, here's the theory in a nutshell. When a big-name celebrity gets a little too vocal, starts spilling secrets or criticizing the powers that be, they get swapped out. They're replaced with a controllable double, a clone, who then goes out and basically undoes all the damage the original did. And you might be thinking, that sounds insane, but the argument you hear a lot is this: we can already clone animals. Scientists have been doing it for years. So the question people are asking is, if they can clone a dog, why couldn't they clone a person? For some, that thought alone makes this whole thing feel a lot less like science fiction.
Which brings us to our first case file, and honestly, he's kind of the poster child for this whole theory right now. Jim Carrey. After being out of the spotlight for a while, he made a comeback, and his new public appearances have really got people talking. And this is where it gets super weird. Just look at the comparisons people have been making online. You've got the old Jim Carrey, and then the one who showed up at the Caesar Awards. People are pointing out some major physical differences. His eyes look like they've gone from brown to green, his skin looks way too smooth, and some even say his bone structure looks altered. But the biggest thing? His attitude did a complete 180.
I mean, this quote pretty much sums up the Jim Carrey we used to know. He was this really deep, almost philosophical guy who seemed to totally reject the whole celebrity game. He was always talking about how fake Hollywood was, how personality itself was just an illusion.
And that's what's so jarring, because the guy at the Caesar Awards was practically singing the praises of the industry. This same industry he once called, and I'm quoting here, the most meaningless thing he could think of. It just doesn't add up.
But hold on, it gets deeper. Theorists have been digging up all sorts of other clues. Remember that bizarre Illuminati speech he gave on Jimmy Kimmel years ago? Or the time he flat out admitted to using a decoy to throw off the paparazzi? It's gotten so weird that even Megan Fox jumped online asking if this new Jim Carrey is even the real deal.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is.
Okay, let's shift gears now to our next case file, Kanye West. Because according to this theory, Kanye wasn't just replaced, he actually tried to warn everyone that it was going to happen. And this lyric right here, for proponents of the theory, this is the smoking gun. They're saying he wasn't just being creative, he was sending a message, a warning to his fans to watch out because a phony Kanye was coming. And if you look at what happened next, they say it follows the so-called cloning playbook to a T. First, Kanye starts blowing the whistle, talking about industry secrets, even claiming his life is in danger. Then he disappears. When he comes back, he's just different, and he suddenly agrees to go back on medication that he once famously said he would rather die than take.
But it's not just about Jim and Kanye. The theory also points to some seriously strange things going on with other stars.
I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Like P. Diddy and Jamie Foxx. Little details that just, well, they don't seem to add up.
So take Diddy, for instance. People have been putting his official photos right next to his supposed mugshot, and they're claiming it's not the same guy. They're zooming in on how the person in the mugshot seems to be missing Diddy's very distinct facial markings, and they argue the whole bone structure is different. And get this, while Diddy was supposedly in jail, his private jet was apparently still zipping all over the globe to places like New Zealand and Hawaii. Now, for people who buy into this theory, that's a huge red flag. It's like, how can you be locked up if your jet is out there living its best life?
And then you've got the whole Jamie Foxx thing. Comedian Cat Williams has been all over the place, claiming the Jamie we're seeing now is a clone. What's his proof? He says the new Jamie has freckles the old one didn't, and that a tattoo on the back of his head is gone. Plus, Williams points out the very suspicious timing of Foxx's mysterious illness, which happened right as all the stuff with Diddy was going down.
What
Jamie Foxx with freckles. This clone is stupid as hell.
So, we've looked at these different cases one by one. Now let's try to pull back and see the bigger picture, the pattern that theorists say connects all of these strange events.
So here it is, the 4-step cloning pattern that people point to. Step 1, a celebrity speaks out. They expose things they shouldn't. Step 2, they disappear, vanish from the public eye. Step 3, they return, but they're changed. They look different, act different. And the final step, they take back what they said and start defending the very system they were just attacking. From Carrey to Kanye, believers say this pattern is just too consistent to be a coincidence.
So what is really going on here? Is this just a series of strange coincidences? A bunch of famous people dealing with the insane pressures of fame, maybe some bad plastic surgery? Or, as a growing number of people seem to believe, is there something far, far stranger happening to the stars we thought we knew?